Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This morning I was making a grocery list and meal planning and staring outside at the beautiful fall colors, and I realized that I really wanted to make some cozy fall dinners this week. It's our first fall up here. The weather is so crisp and gorgeous, and I don't know, it's inspiring me. So I thought I would take you along this week. I've got 4 recipes that I've picked out, and I thought I would share them with you as I make them. So let's get right into it. I'm about to start dinner. For this recipe, you can pretty much use whatever you have in the fridge. I already had all of these vegetables, and instead of letting them go bad, I decided to just put them in a bake. It's super easy. So I washed everything and then just chopped up my garlic and potatoes and bell peppers, added some sausage. I had asparagus in the fridge as well, and some leftover Brussels sprouts from another dinner. So I just chopped everything up and put it in a large mixing bowl. Then I added some olive oil, salt, fresh cracked pepper, oregano, and rosemary, and some red pepper flakes because we like a little bit of heat, but you can add whatever spices you like to it. Then you're going to want to mix everything together so that the olive oil just gets evenly distributed, and then you're going to lay it out on your sheet pan. And just make sure to spread it out evenly again so that it cooks well. And I baked mine at 400 for about 40 minutes. I added a little bit of Parmesan cheese, and oh my, this was so delicious. For this recipe, I decided to make it in the crock pot, even though it called for cooking it on the stove. I left some notes about that in the description. It was really simple. I just added some extra chicken broth so that the recipe did not dry out. But again, I got all of my ingredients out first, and then I chopped everything and put it in my crock pot. And I don't know about you, but I love making Thai dishes. I love curry. I love the ginger. I love the coconut milk. And what was so exciting about this recipe was getting to add the pumpkin puree. I could not wait to do that. And it did not disappoint. It smelled so good as it cooked all day. One tip I will give about the crock pot, I always start with my heat on high, and I let it cook for about an hour. Even if I know I'm going to turn it down on low, I'll let it cook on high for about an hour, and then I'll turn it down to low and let it simmer. And I just feel like it cooks, I don't know, a little bit faster and a little bit more evenly, letting it heat up like that. Toward the end, about 15 minutes before I was serving it, I chopped up some broccoli, added that so that the broccoli would not be cooked all day and get mushy. Then I added the chopped peanuts to the stove and let them toast for just a second. And then I added the garnishes: cilantro, the toasted peanuts, a little bit of lime juice. I also added some pepper because, again, we like some kick, and it was delicious. If you're looking for a warm fall meal, this is it. This is the recipe that I was most excited and nervous about because I've never made carbonara before, and the key is to not end up with scrambled eggs, which you know that if you've made this before. I also loved that the recipe called for butternut squash and rosemary bacon, which just sounded so good and so fall. So you just chop up your butternut squash into bite-sized pieces, smash some garlic, and then put that on a pan. Put some herbs and some olive oil on it. Make sure to warm up your oven to 400, and then you take your bacon and add some goodness to it, like cayenne pepper and rosemary. I didn't have any fresh rosemary, just dried, so I used that. And then you add a drizzle of honey, put that on top of the butternut squash, and let it bake for about 25 minutes. Then you're going to puree your butternut squash in a food processor or a blender, which I had neither, as you can see, because they're both in storage, and that did not work very well. I do not recommend it. Once that's done, you'll cook your pasta, add your egg and cheese, add the butternut squash and some butter, and then top it with the bacon. And oh, this was probably the best thing I cooked all week long. I love my Instant Pot and I love pork roast, so I decided to combine the two because I didn't have a lot of time to make dinner that evening. So I just chopped up some simple veggies, onions, carrots, potatoes, and then I browned the meat in my Instant Pot just to sear the flavor in. Once that was finished, I removed the pork roast and added all of the rest of the ingredients to the Instant Pot. And then I put the roast back in on top. I pressure cooked it for 5 minutes, and when it was finished, I let it natural release the pressure for 10 minutes. And as you can see, it was perfect. I garnished it and put it on a tray just to make it a little fancier, and we loved it. I hope you enjoyed these cozy fall meals. Drop your favorite recipes in the comments. I'd love to try them. Thank you so much for watching and supporting our channel, and we will see you next time.